Muy buenas a todos, soy Mariatxi y bienvenidos a otro capítulo de Raven. Lo habíamos dejado justo aquí. Habíamos abierto el conducto de ventilación y vamos a meternos dentro. Con esta pedazo de... no sé, con eso que nos hemos creado para ver si podemos bajar.
Ah, Jakob Aust. I finally got you. I'll have them arrest you and justice will be done.
Can I be of assistance, madam?
Yes, you can get out of the way.
Shall I tidy up, madam?
No, it's time to celebrate.
Excellent. The coast is clear.
Muy bien. Abrir el armario portátil. Vamos a examinar la habitación.
Impressive for a quick drink on the go. More bottles. Might be the good stuff. Napkins and towels, but no jewel. Corkscrew, bottle opener, coaster, nothing else. What's that? A small leather strap. Aha! I'd put money on the eye of the Sphinx being behind this door. I don't think anyone would bet against me. The door is locked. I have to find the right combination to get in. Nefertiti, Guernica, A.D., Buonarroti's Adam. This could be a memory aid for the Baroness. And it would explain how Inch discovered the combination. I'm going to copy the hints. As I see it, I have to decipher these clues to find 3 of the symbols. Then I can guess the 4th. Well, Nefertiti was an Egyptian queen. The monogram and the 2 other clues aren't much help. I've copied the hints into my diary. Maybe someone on board can help me to figure out at least 3 of the 4 symbols. To me, it looks like a combination lock. A good one, too. The door only opens when the right symbols are in place. There are outlines of animals. A dog, a cat, a bear, and a rooster, amongst others. 8 symbols per cylinder.
8, ¿eh?
That means more than 4,000 possible combinations. If only I knew 3 of the 4 symbols, I could easily guess the last. But whilst I don't know at least 3 of them, I can't go any further.
Bueno, pero lo tenemos bastante claro. Voy a dar una vuelta, voy a dar una vueltilla por aquí.
The mannequin could probably wear my clothes. It'd disappear under the Baroness's clothes, though. As a child, I often stood in front of shop windows and tried to stand as still as the mannequins. When I got bored, I claimed that one of the mannequins had blinked and declared myself the winner.
Tengo una pequeña idea de quién me puede descifrar esto y es el profesor, es el de las gafotas. Pero vamos a examinar antes, ¿no? Esto, ¿no?
I'm sure that the eye is in the Baroness's luggage.
Aquí no parece que haya nada más, yo creo que ya está. Ahora vamos a ver si, ¿no? Combinación para el compartimiento secreto. Es algo, pues ya está, vámonos. Y va a subir así, por arriba. Vaya. Este es el doctor.
Close. Maybe it was a steward who checked whether everything was ready for the Baroness's nightly rest. Whoever it was, I should leave as fast as possible before someone comes back. is going on here? I don't like that. Is someone else after the eye as well? But even if that is the case, what does the audio tape have to do with it? I can't let it get to me. I have a job to do.
Esa es la cinta que suena a disparo. ¿Ah? ¿Y esto? Ah, vale. Mira, no me había percatado de ese pequeño detalle.
It seems like she was searching for a specific photo, and that she actually found it. Jakob Aust. Now I've got you, she said. We got our hands on the list of passengers, but I don't recognize the name. Hundreds of black and white photos, many of them tinted. From the 20s and 30s, I guess. Ugh, I don't have time to deal with them.
Vamos a hablar con el profesor. A ver si me descifra algo. Joder, qué fuerte está tú, la colega. ¿Dónde estará? Bueno, me está aquí. ¿No? Parece cuando han tenido la charla, después del concierto del violín se han venido para aquí. Unos cuantos, con lo cual a ver si está un poquito por aquí. Y ahí están.
Professor Lucien could certainly tell me everything there is to know about Nefertiti, but he might also realize that I was in his museum in London. I'd better not talk to him. Professor Lucien could certainly tell me everything there is to know about Nefertiti,
Vaya, mi voz
but
en un
he
pozo.
might also realize that I was in his museum in London. I'd better not talk to him. Bull, curling, shuffleboard, all the same to me. I'm not interested in any of that now.
Pues vamos a ir preguntando un poco a todos, ¿no? Visto lo visto. ¿Quién me puede decir algo? Si el violinista, la escritora.
He's sweating profusely. I hope the crew doesn't take the
Esto es lo mismo que antes. Bueno, pues nada, vamos a hablar con la escritora.
Lady Westmacott?
Yes.
I hear you're well versed in Egyptian history, Lady Westmacott. Can you tell me anything about Nefertiti?
A queen. The main wife of Akhenaten.
Did she have a favorite animal?
What a strange question.
I, just heard that they really adore cats in ancient Egypt.
Well, that's true, but I don't know whether Nefertiti had any special affinity for animals.
Vaya.
Does Guernica mean anything to you?
Why are you asking me all these strange questions?
I'm curious. How shall I learn if I don't ask?
Pick up a book.
I've got a puzzle for you.
Why do you always bombard me with strange questions? I can't imagine why.
Oh, come on. You're the queen of mysteries.
Well, what is it then?
A monogram. A capital A with a small d on the bottom. Who does it belong to?
Someone on the ship?
No. No one on the ship.
I don't know. Whose is it?
I don't know either.
It doesn't make much sense to ask a riddle if you don't know the answer. Wouldn't you agree?
Actually, I'd say that it doesn't make sense to ask someone a riddle if you do know the answer.
Touché.
I saw a sign in Venice. It said Buonarroti. Do you know what it means?
I'm sorry, I don't speak Italian.
May I take my leave?
You may.
Pues vaya, no me ha servido de mucho. Vamos a ver si este que parece que es italiano
Hello,
me casca algo.
Miss Myers, how nice to see you. You look beautiful. We missed you at dinner.
I was in my cabin. I didn't feel very well.
Oh, I hope you're feeling better.
Hola, lo que va a hablar.
Lovely concert, wasn't it?
You only heard the end. It was really wonderful.
All the more curious that Lady Westmacott embarrassed Mr. Kreutzer like that, don't you think?
I have no idea what got into her. They say she's a difficult person, but maybe it's the privilege of famous people to be a bit strange from time to time. When I was still a young sailor, Enrico Caruso was a passenger on our ship. And he...
I think she's fascinating. She's achieved so much, and all by herself.
Lady Westmacott? Oh yes, that's true. The most successful writer in the world.
Do you know any more about her?
Everything. I'm her biggest fan. What do you want to know?
Where is she from? Who were her parents?
Her father was a wealthy British salesman. Her mother died in childbirth. She had an outstanding education, but was a lonely child, they say. Her father was away on business most of the time.
I know how she feels. For many years, my father's career was also more important than me.
Don't say that, my child. Your father paid for the life you now live.
Did Lady Westmacott's father marry again?
Yes, a woman 15 years his junior. She didn't really care for the child. She was something of a high society lady. She made the headlines with her antics more often than the family would have liked.
And her novels. How did she come to be a writer?
In interviews, she always mentions her French tutor, who encouraged her to write when she was a child. After some poems and short stories, she began to write detective novels with great success. The rest is history. The experts are arguing whether she or Shakespeare has sold more books.
Although she doesn't receive the same deference.
That's true. But her books are much more innovative and extraordinary than people generally give her credit for.
And what does an elderly lady like her want in Egypt?
I couldn't really say. She was there many times with her husband, an archaeologist. He died a long time ago.
I heard something about a reception at the Egyptian Museum?
Yes, for the eyes of the Sphinx. Or rather, for the eye. But I don't think she'd go to Cairo just for that. She usually stays away from official events. Didn't participate in the literary scene either. Always stayed as far away as possible from high society. Probably because of her stepmother.
Is it true that you're a war hero?
Mm-hmm. In 2 world wars. That tells you how old I must be.
You're as old as you feel.
Oh God, I hope not.
Aren't you feeling well?
You shouldn't burden your pretty little head with the dark thoughts of an old man, my dear.
If you don't feel well, maybe you should take it easy.
I'm afraid if I take it easy, it'll kill me.
You seem to be a pessimist.
Fatty liver, asthma, gallstones, jaundice, gout, shingles, hemorrhoids, varicose veins, circular
Joder, tiene todo.
knee problems, pulmonary embolism, gastritis, migraine, neuralgia, tinnitus, rheumatism, pleurisy, thrombosis, and constipation. Those are what's been diagnosed so far.
Lo raro es que sigas vivo, tío.
My body is a curse.
Oh, I didn't mean to... I'm sorry.
Forgive an old man. I didn't mean to shock you.
You're still the captain of this beautiful ship.
They couldn't just get rid of me, so they stuck me somewhere where I can't make trouble anymore.
Don't say that.
This ship runs fine without me. The crew knows what to do. They don't need me. They don't want me.
Captain!
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm burdening you with all of this. Forgive me, eh? I'd like to rest for a while. Soon enough, it'll be time to head back to the coalface.
Captain DeConti,
Yes?
do you know Nefertiti?
Is she a Greek queen?
No, she... Oh, never mind. Guernica, does that mean anything to you?
Not a harbor that I've ever docked at.
Está muy bien.
Ah, that's too bad. Do you have any idea what the monogram AD might stand for?
AD. A.D. There was an Admiral de la Celle in the Navy who always signed A.D. because he didn't want anyone to know that his first name was...
Oh, it couldn't have anything to do with him.
Well, no. I have no idea then.
Buonarroti. That sounds Italian, doesn't it?
Ha! You can say that again. Buonarroti is the name of the greatest artist of all time. Michelangelo.
Es Miguel Ángel.
Buonarroti, who most people only know by his first name. Just imagine. One man, an Italian, achieves perfection in all three movements of graphic arts. His David is the most famous statue in the world. As an architect, he was a genius. He built parts of St. Peter's Basilica.
And as a painter, Michelangelo painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel.
The creation of Adam. The spark of life leaps from God to Adam. One of the most famous paintings in the world.
Yes, it is. The Sistine Chapel, Apostolic Palace, Vatican City. I don't know any animals associated with them.
Animals?
Oh, it's a game I used to play. My father posed me a riddle, and I have to guess an animal.
And Buonarroti's Adam was the hint? Maybe he meant Rome. According to legend, the founders of the city,
Mira, igual tenemos el
Romulus and
primero.
Remus, were raised by a she-wolf.
No, that's too vague. Does Vatican City have an animal on its coat of arms?
No.
And the Pope?
Every pope has his own emblem. But the new one doesn't have an animal.
You don't seem to like the new Pope.
It's too early to say. But who's fit to hold a candle to John the 23rd? Il Papa Buono, as we used to call him. The good Pope.
He just died recently. What was his heraldic animal?
He was a lion, and so was his heraldic animal.
For a Catholic, Buonarroti's Adam could be a mnemonic for the lion. Pope John XXIII was elected in the Sistine Chapel like every other pope. A work of art hints at a coat of arms with a lion on it. Maybe. I'll make a note of lion. I'm gonna go have a look around.
All right.
The Baroness seems to have a reason to celebrate. She's downing one glass of champagne after another.
Bueno, tenemos una de las tres que nos faltan. Vamos a hablar. ¿Con quién puedo hablar? Bueno, tengo que hablar con... Mira, con este vamos a hablar.
It seems like Dr. Gebhardt was able to wrestle himself away from his work, but he still doesn't seem to be very relaxed. Quite the opposite. And why won't he go to the saloon? Dr. Gebhardt, getting some fresh air?
Oh, you could say that.
I was talking to the captain. He didn't look well. Is he sick?
I am sure you will understand that I cannot discuss the medical history of one of my patients with you.
Why? Do you think I'm too stupid?
I didn't mean that. It is...
Pero sí, no lo decía por eso, pero sí.
confidentiality.
I asked whether the captain is ill and you called him one of my patients. Haven't you already answered my question?
What do you want?
Do you know the Egyptian queen Nefertiti?
Yes. There is a famous bust of her.
Really? Tell me more.
No, I am sorry. I do not have time for that.
Does Guernica mean anything to you?
Now listen, young lady, I do not know what they told you, but just because I am German, I am not responsible for the crimes of my government.
Crimes? What are you talking about?
We obeyed orders, just like everybody else. Now leave me alone.
Do you know what the monogram AD stands for?
What?
A capital A with a small d below it.
Yes, I do. Will you leave me alone if I tell you what it means?
You know.
It is not just any monogram. It is the first. Albrecht Dürer, a German artist, signed all his works with it. He was the first artist to sign all of his work with a monogram. It was not common to do so before then.
Are you sure?
His wooden engravings were, and still are, printed billions of times in Germany.
Billions of times. You're exaggerating.
Not at all. His work appears on German marks.
And what?
That's enough. I told you what you wanted to know. Please, leave me alone now.
Strange. I wonder what, or who, he's watching in the saloon. He seems like he's waiting for something, and he's growing more nervous by the minute.
Pues no sé con mucha información al respecto. A ver si está despierto. No, por lo menos no está. Se ha pirado.
Adil,
In the shower.
I found the secret compartment.
Oh, brilliant! And the jewel?
I'm working on it. Adil?
Yes?
I almost got caught in the Baroness's cabin.
What happened?
I don't know. A man came in and I just had time to hide under the bed.
Maybe it was a steward who came to clean the cabin?
And turn on a tape recorder in the cupboard.
Huh. Maybe it was Inch. He wanted some music?
There was nothing on the tape. It was playing, but I didn't hear anything. Something is rotten here.
Don't bother your pretty little head about it. Swap the eye and hurry back. I've got a surprise for you.
I don't think your surprise will
Vas a ir
really
solo con la toalla.
surprise me. The secret compartment is secured with a combination lock.
Is there any way in?
Not without leaving evidence. I need the combination.
Are there any hints?
A memory aid consisting of several works of art. There are animals on the log.
The works of art might hint at specific animals.
You don't say, genius. I've already got that far. About the combination,
Yes?
does Nefertiti mean anything to you?
An Egyptian queen?
That's it?
I didn't have an affair with her, if that's what you mean. She's not my type, and she's been dead for thousands of years.
Well then, I'll take your word for it. Guernica. Sounds Spanish, doesn't it?
Yes, it's a city in the Basque region.
Does it have a heraldic animal? Or maybe the region has one?
I don't know. I've never been there. I just know it because the city was bombed by the Nazis during the Spanish Civil War.
Nazis? In the Spanish Civil War?
Well, not officially, of course. At the request of General Franco, his friends from Germany reduced a defenseless city to ashes and rubble. Picasso immortalized the bombing in his famous painting.
Really? Is it on display in Spain?
Silly. As long as Franco is in charge, he won't allow that.
Where is it?
Oh, no idea. Paris, maybe? Picasso lived there for a long time.
Maybe doesn't help me much. I'll be going. Don't waste all the hot water.
Never.
I'll humor the king of long showers. I don't know what I'd ask him anyway.
Bueno, mando más información.
Dr. Gebhardt?
Yes?
Hay que seguir preguntando, no queda otra.
Have you ever heard of a Picasso?
That's enough. I am saying this as politely as I can. Please leave me alone now. We can discuss these unimportant things tomorrow, if it is really necessary.
I ought to be going.
Thank God.
Bueno, vamos a hacer otra pasada por aquí. Vamos a preguntar un poco a estas personas sobre Picasso, si dice algo.
Lady Westmacott?
Yes.
It must be exciting to meet all the world's famous and powerful people.
I stay away as far as possible from high society. Too shallow. Too boring.
But some of them must be exciting. Have you ever met Picasso?
They told him he's a genius so often that he actually started to believe it himself.
But his paintings are impressive. Guernica, for example.
Well, it certainly is big. I have to give him that.
Didn't he have to flee from Spain?
Yes, from the fascists, but not just him. Many of his paintings as well. If I remember correctly, Guernica is currently on display in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. He bequeathed it to a future Spanish republic.
And until then it stays in New York?
Yes, it's been there for years now.
How you ever been to New York?
For the love of God, what would I do there? We have the original York in England. That's quite enough for me.
So, you don't know the heraldic animal of New York?
No, probably an eagle. It's all eagles over there.
Are you interested in art?
Not really. I'm more interested in real life, in people.
So, you don't know Albrecht Dürer?
Just because I'm not interested in art doesn't mean that I'm ignorant.
What can you tell me about him?
Books, my dear, books. In them, you'll find the answers to all your questions, even the most foolish ones.
I bet you don't know anything about him, and you just want to cover it up.
Ah, you want to appeal to my honor. Too obvious, I'm afraid.
May I take my leave?
You may.
Vamos a seguir hablando aquí.
Captain de Conti,
Yes?
an old seaman like you must surely have been to New York, right?
Aye, aye. My usual territory is the Mediterranean, but I've crossed the Atlantic many times. It's always a great moment when the Statue of Liberty appears on the horizon.
You wouldn't happen to know the heraldic animal of New York.
No. Maybe an eagle?
Do you know Albrecht Dürer?
Yes. An artist. Not bad. But he has his weaknesses as well.
For example?
For one, he wasn't Italian.
That's a pity.
You can say that again. At least he lived in Italy for a while.
What else can you tell me about him?
I once overheard an argument on board between a German and a Spaniard about who elevated the woodcut to an art form, Albrecht Dürer or Alberto Durero. Eventually, they realized they were talking about the same man. Ha!
Albrecht Dürer is called Alberto Durero in Spain?
That's right. Don't ask me why.
I'm gonna go have a look around.
All right.
The less I have to do with her, the better. Best if she doesn't, although, based on her alcohol consumption, I don't really think I have to worry about
Pues
that.
aunque hay mucha más gente va a preguntar.
The lady is not a fan of shallow conversation, which I shouldn't talk to her unless I have something.
Me quedan los que están en proa, que esos no me hacen ni caso. El violinista, que está desaparecido en combate. El médico, que también está un poco hasta las pelotillas. Mi amante, que está en la ducha esperándome justo con la toalla ahí sujetándola sin brazos. Y no tengo muy claro.
Professor Lucien could certainly tell me everything there is to know about Nefertiti, but he might also realize that I was in his museum in London. I'd better not talk to him.
Y no podemos hablar con este, así que... Vamos a dejar donde está el médico. Creo que es un buen momento para dejar el capítulo. Y nos iremos... Yo creo que la siguiente nos vamos a ir abajo a mirar esa zona, pero será en el siguiente capítulo porque si no se nos va a hacer ligeramente largo porque este no va a hablar conmigo.
Strange. I wonder what or who he's watching in this. He seems like he's waiting for something.
Bueno, pues vamos a dejarlo aquí. Nos iremos hacia abajo y veremos a ver si por un casual nos encontramos a alguien ahí. Seguiremos investigando esa dichosa combinación. Ya sabéis, un buen like, un buen comentario, alguna suscripción. Sed buenos, nos vemos.